Hello YouTube, this is William. Getting an order ready for Northern Woodsman Elite, and just wanted to show you what the True North knives are going to look like. I got the first few of the first run ready to mail out, or finishing up the kydex for them, and hopefully we'll get those out probably Thursday or Friday this week, at least the first part of them. I think there's 30 total, and each one has a kydex sheath, so I'll show you all of those. But a little bit of history on this knife. A few years back, I don't know, I'll put a link to the video at the end of this one. I was experimenting with the Yakut knife that comes out of Siberia. Basically, it has a fuller on one side that's sharp and flat on that fuller, and then the other side is a convex. So I was kind of playing around with that, and you can watch that video. It's got some very interesting qualities to it. That design, basically, you have a hollow is fantastic as far as slicing in a power, because it only has just that one portion of the blade touching what you're cutting, and then everything else passes by the blade, so there's no friction. So the slicing on a hollow is just phenomenal. But the problem with a hollow, when you start using it for other tasks, is a lot of times it's weak. So if you put some side pressure on the hollow, more times than not, it's going to snap or break. So for bushcraft scenarios, a hollow is kind of frowned upon. Now, there's exceptions to every rule, but as a whole, a hollow is kind of frowned upon in the bushcraft world. But if you could have a hollow on one side that slices like a hollow, and has the steel on the other side to give it that much more support at that weak point, right where that hollow caves in or concaves inside, to where it has thinner steel. But if you have thicker steel on this side to kind of compensate for that, and still have a slicing knife like a hollow, then you would have something. So that's what I was playing around with. This was model A, and this was model B. And see, it has a kind of a saber, blended saber on one side, and it has the hollow right here on the other. Okay, so Pano contacted me about a couple of months ago now at this point, or 3 months ago. Said, why don't we bring that back, and this is design. And so we sat down and we decided to do the True North. And this is the True North. This has the hollow on one side, on the logo side, and on the other side it has the saber. If you notice, the saber is right there at that portion that is thinnest where the hollow is. You still have the slicing. See, it doesn't pinch or bind like a saber would. It gives it a little bit more slicing power for especially the game processing, which a hollow excels at, slicing meat and stuff like that. But you also have that thickened area on that blade to where you can do a little bit more robust tasks. Light, very light batoning. I'm not an advocate of batoning at all, but if you want to do little small kindling, things like that, then you still have that wedging power with that saber, and added strength with that saber. Okay, so you could do it reasonable. All right, and you also have that very fine edge to do the feathers. I don't have a stick of wood with me, but it'll do feathers on this leather very nicely. So imagine what it'll do with a piece of wood. But it'll come. They have different handle materials. They have their standard camo micarta with orange liners. They also have it in SureTouch, which I love this color combination of orange SureTouch with lime pins and lime liners. They have a few in that. And they also have this standard green, OD green micarta with a white liner, a very thin white liner. So it just kind of makes it a nice accent for an economical one. And each one will come with a kydex sheath like this one. It's just a horizontal carry, I mean, you could wear it on the left side if you wanted. But once again, let me show you how these, don't just take it and just pull the knife out, because you have to use so much force that it's going to be unwieldy, and it's going to hurt you if you're not careful. How Kydex sheaths are designed, or should be designed, if you get them from my shop, this is how they're designed. Grab the handle with your hand. See that little thumb tab right there? Right here? Just take your thumb while you're holding the handle still and push up on the Kydex. That's how they're released, okay? That way it's all controlled. And then when you're putting the knife back into the Kydex, you just take it and just pull with this thumb, pull it to it, okay? It's very easy, and yet it's secure. It's not going to go anywhere, okay? Pano and Jared's the only one that has the ferro rod loops on their Kydex. So it's going to be a very nice setup. Now remember, the Northern Woodsman Elite store is in Canada, so all their pricing is in Canadian dollars. But once you do the conversion, then it's going to be very much the same pricing as if you would get it from me, or if you would get it from the other dealers on the website. So don't let the sticker shock you. It's in Canadian dollars. So, but get with Jared, send him an email or a message of some type, and he'll do the conversion for you and let you know what that is at that moment in American dollars, because it fluctuates, it changes. The dollar goes up and down in value against or vice versa. The values exchange rate does not stay the same all the time, is what I'm saying. So just get with them and they'll be able to tell you what the actual pricing is in US dollars. But on the website, it does show it in Canadian dollars. So it's going to look more expensive, but it's not. Okay. All right. So there you have it. The True North, it's a very good knife. I mean, the specs are on their website, and I'll put a link in the description to their website, or you can go to my homepage on my website, and there's links to them. But it's about a 4.5-inch blade, probably about 1.25 inches or something wide, very close to it. I mean, it's just a nice size belt knife that has the slicing power of a hollow, but yet has the added strength of that saber right there where that hollow is the weakest. Okay, so the saber comes to about right there, just to reinforce that narrowest part of the blade. Okay, so the cutting edge is the same on all my knives. It's 12 degrees on either side. So it's 12 on one side, 12 on the other. All right, so it just cuts and slices like a dream. All of these are in Nitro V. They're 5/32 Nitro V. Okay, Rockwell is 60 to 63, somewhere along in there. Usually stay right around 61 to 62 is where I try to stay at. All right, okay. Until the next one, you guys get in the backyard, whittle on stick. Be sure and check these knives out. I'll put links at the end of this to videos on this knife, and also the concept on the Yakut that I was playing around with a few years back. It's a phenomenal design. I always planned on bringing it back, but just never did get around to it until Pano contacted me and said, hey, let's bring it back. So we did that. So anyway, until the next one, you guys take plenty of Band-Aids and lots of knives. Catch you again real soon.